Gyarados looking to tank the charge. The opponent fires off the X's, is supposed to be resisted but does near half our health. We see the aggressive pivot into Magnezone, attempting the snipe unsuccessfully. The opponent makes the last second liquidation, rocking us deep into the red. Out comes Marowak and we look to return the favour. Does the opponent respect the damage? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jamie Finn 1415 and this is the home of Shadow Pokemon. So let's get the housekeeping out the way. We are currently in a Team Rocket takeover, so don't forget to remove frustration off all your Shadow Pokemon. This weekend is also going to see Shadow Ho-Oh enter raids. For the first time ever, these are actually remote raidable. So if you're on my friends list, send me an invite. I will be looking to grind some of them out. So that's it for the housekeeping. Let's get into today's video. Today we've got a very fun, incredible battle submission from my good friend, the Charon's Claw. He's decided that he's here for a good time, not a long time. So he's put three very powerful, very attack weighted Shadow Glass Cannons all on the same team. They output absurd damage, but likewise cannot tank a hit to save their life. We're either going to die quick, win quickly, or somewhere in between. Without any further ado, let's get into the battle. And in game one, the Charon's Claw is going to lead his Shadow Gyarados into Gastrodon, an absolute beautiful lead. Flyers do double resist ground, so this is a very commanding lead for us. The opponent say switches into Kingdra, and Kingdra is instantly going to be greeted with the Crunch. Crunch only going to hit for neutral, but a lot of neutral damage at that. We command a Protect Shield. The opponent is going to get farmed down, so they're forced to throw. The Charon's Claw, like, do you know what, trainer? I've got an even harder answer for that Gastrodon. He goes to the one shield, full Dragon Breath farm down, and I cannot wait to see Victreebel delete that very annoying snail. That thing's been the bane of my life, and I personally think it has completely ruined the Great League. Out comes Jumpluff. Jumpluff greeted with the Crunch, and we align Magnezone. Magnezone going to be operating as the damage sponge. Magnezone isn't a particularly good damage sponge, but does completely wall the moveset. The opponent aggressively sends back out the snail, and it is Victreebel time. Just 5 magical leaves have deleted this thing in the blink of an eye. We shoot up the Earth Power. Back out comes Jumpluff. We've got the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb will be securing the knockout or forcing the final protection. The opponent invests that Protect Shield, and they've certainly found himself in a range where Wild Charge will be securing the knockout. The opponent going to fire off the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace removes us from the field of play. Magnezone re-enters the arena, reaches the Wild Charge, and just like that, we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, our target once again has been acquired. The opponent say switch into Jumpluff. We farm up some energy and send up Magnezone. We've already established that Magnezone should completely wall Jumpluff, but ironically 2 resist energy balls will remove us from the field of play. You can see the first one rocks us down below half health. The opponent actually only commits on Aerial Ace, which is double resisted. The Charon's Claw believes in Magnezone, saying it will survive, and it does indeed. We're now full sending the Wild Charge. Wild Charge, force the protection. Looks like the opponent wants to realign, but this train is going to be very sad as we've got 2 very good answers for Gastrodon. The UFO forces both Protect Shields in the mid game. The Charon's Claw sends Gyarados back into the arena. It looks like we look to fire off the Aqua Tail. What happened there? Surely we don't lose CMP. It looks like the move just didn't register. The Charon's Claw like, meh, we're just going to double shield in return. Try and leave all the energy in the world. The opponent sends out Unova, Stun Fist, hit him a double super effective with the Thunder Shocks, but they have no shields to hide behind. The first Aqua Tail rocks the opponent below half health. The second will be removing them from the field of play. Unova, Stun Fist makes a very brief cameo appearance. Back out comes Gastrodon. I thought we was going to send out Vic, but it looks like Victreebel gets a well-deserved rest on the bench, and the opponent concedes the match. In the next battle, we see Greninja in the lead. This team is going to be very good into any water type that doesn't have a sub-ground type in. Dragon Breath going to tear through Greninja. We see the Protect Shield deployed, blocking up the Night Slash. The opponent then send out Credilli, and here comes Vic. Rock Slide did receive a nerf around 2 or 3 seasons ago, meaning one move is very survivable, especially if the opponent doesn't even look to bait a potential Stone Edge. We tank the Rock Slide, farm up, throw the Leaf Blade on the CMP tie, forcing our Protect Shield back. The Charon's Claw doesn't really need switch, but it looks like he does want to pick his alignment in the back. And I can't really blame him with this very glassy team. He's going to overfarm before releasing the next Leaf Blade and balling the opponent's court. The opponent lets go of Cradilli. They send out Typhlosion. Typhlosion not about to incinerate farm down before the Leaf Blades reach. Leaf Blade supposed to be resisted. Oof, that did not look resisted to me. Shadow Gary re-enters the arena and is able to outpace the Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail forces the final protection. The opponent now receives the energy for the Thunder Punch, which we catch under Shadow Magnezone, sneaking the Volt Switch in the process. The next Volt Switch removes Typhlosion from the field of play. Back out comes Greninja. Greninja going to be straight in and straight out. What a dub. GG's, thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, normal service has resumed with another annoying snail in the lead. This opponent opting to stay in what can only be described as a god-awful matchup. The Charon's Claw can't complain, although I'd love to see Victreebel delete this. In reality, we're pretty glad Magnezone is nowhere near it. We're going to overfarm, fire off the Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail, to my surprise, forces a Protect Shield. The Charon's Claw more than happy to match, knowing he is going to be able to pick his alignment. He also kind of needs to keep Gary around in case there's a potential fire type. Speaking of which, there's the aggressive pivot into Vic. Down goes Gastrodon. Out comes a Abomasnow. Oh, baby. Come on, trainer. It's just a Leaf Blade, I promise. Sludge Bomb! Oof, boo. Go shielded. Shadow Vic, unfortunately denied of getting in on the big boom action. Icy Wind secures the knockout. Back out comes Gyarados, the Charon's Claw, gonna overfarm before unleashing the crunch. As is a regular Abomasnow crunch, won't quite be lethal. We get the defense drop, but unfortunately the opponent's still able to farm us down before we farm them down. Out comes Magnezone. Unfortunately, we are gonna get debuffed. Oh boy, although no debuff is going to save, there's a very annoying Toxic Nipple. What even is Toxapex supposed to be? Who knows? I don't. No one really cares. But what I do care about is getting it off my screen. Wild Charge picks up the one shot. We leave with the next Wild Charge to BM Abomasnow, and we take that game. What even was that commentary when Toxapex entered the arena? Oh man, that was awful, even by my own very low standards. However, in the next battle, we see Alolan Marowak in the lead. Very, very nice for Gary. The Charon's Claw able to force himself an early shield advantage. This smells like a Bone Club bait. Oof. Good job we did shield. That certainly wasn't a bait. The opponent sends out Jellicent, ABA Ghost. Now that certainly is a choice. Gyarados going to unleash the crunch. The opponent already on one Protect Shield. Very quickly find himself all shields down. It looks like the Charon's Claw was attempting to switch out, but that unfortunately was a CMP tie, so instead he invests the Protect Shield, quick switch into Magnezone. Magnezone able to fully Volt Switch farm down. Back out comes Marowak, but it's going to be used as a damage sponge as Marowak straight in and straight out. Out comes Gastrodon. Oof, that one Mod Slap did like 50% of our HP. Wild Charge again is resisted, although it doesn't look like it. 1, 2, 3 Magical Leafs, and Gastrodon is deleted in a blink of an eye. What an absolute crazy endgame. Heading into the next battle. We see a decent lead for us. Gyarados, our fake dragon, into a real dragon Kingdra. Although, let's be honest, Gyarados looks much more like a dragon than Kingdra does, as Kingdra essentially looks like a seahorse. Out comes Ferroform, we land the crunch, make the pivot. Into Victreebel, the opponent goes to the Power Whip, which is double resisted. So if you are the Ferroform in this matchup, just throw whatever your second move is. Most tens are on Thunder. Thunder would only be single resisted, as Poison takes neutral from Electric, whereas Grass does resist. Grass resists itself, as does Poison. The Charon's Claw not only able to maintain alignment, but he leaves with energy and not much HP for Kingdra to farm down. Leaf Blade forces the Protect Shield. The Charon's Claw sends Gyarados back into the arena. Out comes Decidueye. Again, we're going to fire off the crunch, looking to do maximum damage or force that Protect Shield. Crunch forces the Protect Shield, and it's Magnezone with a 2-0 shield advantage. Oh boy, we're about to see yet another Magnezone sweep. Although in fairness, it isn't really a sweep. There's only 2 Pokemon remaining, but regardless, you already know Magnezone is about to nuke everything. The opponent fires off back-to-back Spirit Shackles. We farm up to the double Wild Charge. We're going to hand these out like chocolate brownies. 1 for Decidueye, 1 for Kingdra, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. The Charon's Claw certainly has come up with a team that definitely gets you wins very quickly, which is always nice, especially when Master League's around, as it is 4 times dust. In the next battle, we see Abomasnow in the lead. This one is the Shadow variant, and they're running Weather Ball, so they are very, very spammy to charge moves. We shield up the Weather Ball, return fire with the Crunch. Crunch force our Protect Shield back. As we didn't get the defense drop, I don't think we can quite farm down. It's going to be close. Let's see if the Charon's Claw commits to the farm down. The opponent actually gives up switch, sending out Swampert. We bank a bucket of energy and send out Vic. I would have liked seeing a switch 1 turn before to sneak the Magical Leaf. As now I don't think 3 Magical Leaves will be lethal, so I guess we're just going to sack Vic. Sometimes just very minor adjustments make all the difference. Sneaking that Magical Leaf would have allowed us to farm down and exit the charge move. Instead, we send out Gyarados, leaving with the Aqua Tail that we are going to throw immediately at the returning Abomasnow. Down goes Abomasnow. Oh boy, out comes Talonflame, aka Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death, and this time it's us that's in big trouble. Out comes Magnezone, and it's our turn to get deleted very quickly in the blink of an eye. 2 Incinerate and a Flame Charge easily secure the knockout. 1 boosted Incinerate, Gyarados goes down and we take a heartbreaking loss. GG's that opponent. In the next battle, we see the battle of the water types, the very glassy Shadow Gyarados versus the ever bulky, boring Toxapex. The Charon's Claw going to strike first, firing off the Crunch. To my surprise, forcing an early shield advantage. Honestly, why would you run one of the bulkiest mon in the format and invest to protect shield? I have no idea. We save switch into Magnezone, baiting out Trevenant. The Charon's Claw going to fire off the Mirror Shot. Mirror Shot is neutral. Wild Charge is resisted, but Wild Charge does do objectively more. The Charon's Claw looks to call the bait. Oh crap, that's not a bait. We get one shot with a Shadow Ball. Gyarados re-enters the arena, just about able to reach the Crunch, or what looks like to be a charge attack priority. Crunch picks up the knockout, and it's all down to Vic to clean up. Victreebel enters the arena, the opponent able to outpace 2 potential Sludge Wave. We are going to respect it. The opponent once again is not baiting. Out comes Lavani. Vic reached the Sludge Bomb. Hi Lavani, bye Lavani. Sludge Bomb easily picks up the one shot. Back out comes Toxapex. Victreebel able to win the race, reaching the Leaf Blade, and that is going to be all she wrote with Victreebel cleaning up. GG's. Heading into the next battle, we see a battle of flying types. Gyarados into the flying banana tree Tropius. The opponent opting for Air Slash. To be honest, it makes no difference. Both moves will hit Gyarados for neutral. We are going to invest Protect Shield, blocking up the Leaf Blade. We see the pivot into Magnezone, and the opponent opts to stay in. Leaf Blade will be resisted, and the Aerial Ace or Aerial Ace would be double resisted. Okay, Brutal Swing. I'll be honest, I completely forgot this Pokemon got access to that move. Maybe like 2 or 3 seasons ago. But able to survive, fire off the Mirror Shot, then Volt Switch farm down afterwards. Out comes Kingdra into a loaded Magnezone, and we are full sending. Does the opponent respect the damage? Boo! We're doubled up though once again. Does the opponent respect the damage? Oh man, denied of back-to-back booms. The Charon's Claw sends Gyarados back onto the field of play and is able to outpace to the Crunch. Crunch won't quite be lethal, but we'll put him into Dragon Breath farm down range. The opponent not wanting to get farmed down. Send out Toxapex, but Gyarados still not done. Gonna fire off one further Crunch. Then we really should pivot before giving the opponent any more energy. There is the switch. Victreebel enters the arena. We have to respect the Sludge Wave. Of course, Sludge Wave would hit for neutral and would do big damage. The opponent bait with the Brine. The Charon's Claw looks to farm up to the double Leaf Blades. You know the drill. The first one will be removing Toxapex from the field of play. Kingdra might have a move banked, but it simply does not matter. Victreebel able to fire off the next Leaf Blade and take that game. In the next battle, we once again see Tropius in the lead. So what does Tropius and London bosses have in common? Well, you don't see one for ages, then 2 come, one after the other. The Charon's Claw stays in with Gyarados, shields up the Leaf Blade. However, this time he's actually going to fire off a charge move. He goes for the Crunch, looking to do big damage onto Tropius. The opponent shows no respect, get rock deep into the red health range. We then see the catch onto Magnezone, sleeking the Volt Switch in the process. Unfortunately, that Volt Switch isn't quite lethal. The opponent saved Tropius on a sliver of HP and send out Gastrodon. Gastrodon, to my surprise, invest protection on the Wild Charge. That would be single resisted. Would have only done around 45%. We send out Victreebel. The opponent fire off the Body Slam. Vic going to get a very nice Magical Leaf farm down. Can we Magical Leaf farm down Tropius? It looks like the Charon's Claw going to play it safe. Fire off the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade secures the knockout. Out comes Quagsire. Oof. Victreebel absolutely popping off. Leaf Blade, of course, double super effective. Going to easily force the opponent's final Protect Shield. Gyarados still with a shield to hide behind. Going to get baited with the Mud Bomb, but no bait. We'll be saving this opponent's fate as we've got the Crunch locked and loaded, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's. As you can tell from my voice, I haven't been posting much recently. There is some sickness going around in my house, and apparently my voice is very much falling victim of it, but the show must go on. Gyarados into Gliscopod. The opponent fire off the X's, which is supposed to be resisted, but certainly does not look like it. We send that Magnezone, attempt the Volt Switch snipe. The opponent able to fire off the Liquidation, then pivot into Marowak. Oh boy, they almost boom us. We look to boom them. The opponent gets rock deep into the red. We send out Gyarados. Gyarados looks for the Dragon Breath farm down, unfortunately unable to get it. We are going to shield up the Bone Club, not wanting to lose all of this energy. The opponent sends back out Gliscopod, hoping we're spamming the charge move. The Charon's Claw farms it down. Out comes Ampharos. Gyarados only going to reach one move, so I agree with throwing the Crunch, fishing for the defense drop. We now send out Victreebel. Victreebel should be able to survive any one move. Brutal Swing Gonna do quite a lot, but the Volt Switches are resisted. The Challenge Claw looks to farm up to the double Leaf Blade. One will be forcing the Protect Shield. This is a charge attack priority, so we are going to have to shield in return, but we've got the next Leaf Blade bank, and Victreebel once again is going to carry us over the line. Holy crap, man, that battle was pretty crazy and very quick. GG's to both trainers. Heading into the next battle, Gyarados into the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death, certainly where the team wants to see it, as we are double weak to fire in the back. The opponent stays in, which is certainly good for us. Gyarados fires off the Aqua Tail, forcing the Protect Shield. Gyarados going to be shielding in return. The opponent full send the Brave Bird, which will be massive overkill. The opponent then switches into more Peko, and here comes the UFO. Aura will be resisted, but will do a lot. Or Psychic Fangs would also be resisted and won't do much. This time we are going to respect the Dark type Aura Will. The opponent once again go for yet another Psychic Fangs bait. Mr. Opponent, think of all the poor defenseless cats you're killing. We're going to bait in return, firing off the Mirror Shot. Mirror Shot actually picks up the knockout. Back out comes Talonflame. Magnezone goes for the kill shot, fires off the Wild Charge. Wild Charge forces the Protect Shield. Gyarados able to outpace to the Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail easily going to secure the knockout. And what do you have in the back, trainer? The opponent sends out Ferrothorn. Gyarados going to look to reach the crunch. We actually give up, bank in the Aqua Tail and send out Vic. Unless the opponent's got Flash Cannon, we should be safe here. The opponent doesn't have Flash Cannon or even Mirror Shot. They fire off the Thunder, which is single resisted. The Charon's Claw very nicely farms up, throws the Sludge Bomb on the charge attack priority. I don't think that's quite Aqua Tail range. Do we have enough HP to survive a Bullet Seed? Reach the crunch? Yes, we do. Gyarados able to clutch up this game. GG's. Heading into the next battle, we're going to lead Shadow Gyarados into Toxapex. We've seen this one play out before. I was quite surprised the last opponent shielded the crunch. I don't really know why you'd run such a boring, bulky ass Pokemon if you're going to shield it in the lead. We fire off the crunch. This opponent also respects the damage. And once again, we pivot into Magnezone. Our Magnezone save switch is answered by Gastrodon. Oof, that's rough. Magnezone going to fire off the Wild Charge. Wild Charge goes unshielded. And actually does pretty respectable damage. I thought it'd do around 45%, but does get him below half health. The Charon's Claw actually opts to send out Victreebel. I personally would be tempted to shield here. You can see Body Slam looks like a decent move when Victreebel is the target it lands on. Back out comes Toxapex. The Charon's Claw going to burn the first Protect Shield. Shielding up the Sludge Wave, I'll be honest. You probably could have brought in Vic from there, as we are very glassy. We then pivot back out into Gyarados. Gyarados going to shield up the Brine. What's in the back? Potentially double Mud Boy. The opponent isn't pivoting. We Dragon Breath him into range where Aqua Tail is going to be lethal. Oh, this Cradilly in the back. I think this one is going to end in defeat. We fire off the Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail force the Protect Shield. That's 3 Bullet Seeds. Leaf Blade only going to hit for neutral. The opponent only one off a Rock Slide. Trainer, what are you doing? I'm not quite sure what the opponent's farming up to. They don't throw anything. And somehow we escape the victory. Heading into the next battle, we see Alolan Marowak in the lead and a save switch of Cradilly. The Charon's Claw looks to stay in, so I guess what he's looking to do here is Dragon Breath them into a range where Victreebel only has to throw a single charge move. That certainly looks to be the case. We've certainly done enough damage where one Leaf Blade will secure the knockout. The opponent fires off the Rock Slide. The Charon's Claw farms up to the double Leaf Blade. So if the opponent shields once, they're forced to shield twice. Down goes Cradilly. Back up comes Marowak. Oof, we commit to the Sludge Bomb and get farmed down. I think we should have just set off the Leaf Blade and just done any damage we could. Let's see if it works out for us. Out comes the Abomasnow Crunch, forces the first Protect Shield, and here comes the UFO. In theory, we fully wall the moveset, but in practice, it won't look like it. Ouch, that Energy Ball just does so much damage. The Charon's Claw farms up to the double Mirror Shot. Where does the opponent burn the final Protect Shield? They shield up the first Mirror Shot, then play to the CMP side. They do not win. Shout out the GOAT. Home slice Henry for that quote, and that is going to be game over. We're just going to save our final Protect Shield for Gyarados. Gyarados re-enters the field of play. The opponent not wanting to give us any free farm. Send back out Marowak, but it's simply too little, too late. The opponent fire off the Shadow Bone. We correctly shield it up. Over farm, fire off the Crunch. Crunch is going to do slightly more than Aqua Tail, despite getting same type attack bonus. Crunch secures the knockout. We Dragon Breath farm down Abomasnow and take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Toxapex in the lead. I've been surprised that the first two Toxapex of the video shielded up the crunch. Are we going to go 3 for 3 with the bulkiest mon in the format shielding? This opponent evidently remembered that Toxapex has all the bulk in the world, opted to tank it, and you can see the crunch didn't do all that much damage. Then pivot into Magnezone. The opponent fire off the Sludge Wave. I'm not sure on that player. Sludge Wave is double resisted. Brian would be neutral before sending out Cradilly. Potentially the opponent was just spamming the move, although they should have seen a switch out as they did throw one further poison jab. Cradilly actually shields up the mirror shot, potentially fearful of a flash cannon as we did farm up a bucket load of energy. The Charon's Claw once again, going to unleash yet another mirror shot. We are now doubled up, so these two mirror shots should secure the knockout. The first one doesn't do all that much, but Magnezone says there's plenty more of where that came from. When have you ever seen Magnezone reach 4 charge moves? I think that's got to be like a world record. Out comes the unshielded Talonflame. We send back out Gyarados. The opponent tried to make the catch. Unsuccessfully, back onto Toxapex. We send out Victreebel. The Charon's Claw says, enjoy yourself, trainer. You can have it. Gyarados going to keep that shield to hold behind. Dragon Breath farm down Toxapex. Back out comes Talonflame. We've got the Aqua Tail banked. Aqua Tail not the best move, but Gyarados with a monstrous attack stat and able to take that game. And that is just about going to wrap things up for today's shoutcast. And I'm quite grateful for that as my voice is in absolute shambles. Huge shout out to the Charon's Claw for bringing us the quickest team in the Colour Cup. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new. Consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. Link to our battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks to everyone for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.